Hi everyone, my name is Sebastien Lagree. I am the creator and founder of Lagree Fitness. Today I want to talk about Lagree Fitness. So what is Lagree Fitness? So Lagree Fitness is the perfect integration of core strength and endurance. Every exercise that you're going to be doing on our machine is going to be a core exercise. Also, you are going to be encouraged to move as slowly and as steadily as possible. So Lagree Fitness is also an isokinetic workout, and it's also a reduced speed training. So as you do the workout, you're going to move slower and keep the same slow speed throughout the entire exercise. And over time, we're going to reduce that speed. So essentially, you're going to start at a 20-second count. So it's a 4 count, 20 seconds for a full repetition, but eventually you might end up doing 2 minutes for a full repetition. So we're talking about extreme slow speed. The other part of Lagree Fitness is based on time and attention. So there's a concept with time and duration. Each exercise in Lagree is taught for at least 1 minute, but listen again, at least 1 minute. That means that each exercise doesn't start until the first minute at exhausted. So when you do a lunge, a plank, a catfish, one of our bizarre exercise that you all love to do, well, you might do this exercise for 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5, 6, all the way to 10, 14, whatever minutes. So it's a very long duration. And right about now, you're probably saying, oh my God, that sounds intense. Yes, Lagree is a very intense workout, but the best part about it, it's also a low impact workout. I thought of everything, guys, okay? I've looked at fitness, I've looked at what was the most important elements of fitness, and I've done it all, okay? It's a workout that is great for your muscles, a workout that is great for your posture, a workout that is great for your connective tissue, workout that is great for your brain. Lagree Fitness has it all, and that's why we were named #1 workout on ClassPass. Now, over the past 25 years, I've created 8 magic keys to modify the intensity. And those magic keys are the following: effective form, effective range of motion, effective duration, effective tempo, effective sequence, effective transitions, effective resistance, and effective planes of motion. And now I'm going to go a little bit for each key. All right, so let's talk about the most important key, and that's effective form. So it drives me crazy when I see people working out and not being corrected. Okay, when we all work out, we all have bad form. You need an instructor to check that. Form is always the most important component of any method, whether it's Lagree, Pilates, yoga, weightlifting. You need good form. Good form is essential because you want to target the right muscles, and also you want to avoid injuring yourself. So Lagree prides itself on effective form. All the teachers know about the right body alignment. You will get corrected during the class. Very important. And it doesn't matter how many students you have in class, everybody will get corrected during the workout. So now let's talk about the second key, the effective range of motion. So now we have the body in the perfect body alignment. Now we need to work on the range of motion. So as you do the exercise, progressively over time, you're going to feel yourself, you're going to see yourself moving through a bigger range of motion. The idea with Lagree is to move perfectly through the full range of motion. Effective tempo. Action. So once your body is perfectly aligned and you're moving through the perfect range of motion, now we address the tempo, and that's the speed, right? So you're going to begin at a tempo of 4 counts. So what is 4 count? 4 count means that we're going to count to 4 as you push the carriage out, and we're going to count to 4 again as you bring the carriage in. So a 4 count means 8 to 10 seconds. So it's going to be 8 to 10 seconds as you move the carriage out, 8 to 10 seconds as you move the carriage in. So about 20 seconds to do 1 repetition. So when you do a lunge on the Mega for 1 minute, you'll do at the most 3 repetitions. The idea is, of course, to slow down the count. So as part of a progressive overloading, as long as you have perfect body alignment and you have perfect range of motion, then we're going to start to work on your speed, and we're going to reduce the speed to a count of 6, to a count of 8, to a count of 10, to a count of 12, to a count of 14, 16, and beyond. We have now our new tempo player on the Evo 2. The tempo player is also an accessory that will become available on the Mega and the other Evo line. And basically, you're going to use that technology to slow people even slower. So there are many benefits of doing reduced speed training, and that is one of our guiding principles in the Lagree method. All right, so now let's talk about effective duration. So once you have your body in a perfect alignment, and you're moving through the perfect range of motion, and you're moving for at least a 4 count, now we're going to work on the duration. So you're going to start to do the exercise at a minute. Now, at first, you might not be able to do a full exercise or the exercise for a minute, but the goal is to reach the minute. Once you have reached the minute, of course, the goal is to move perfectly, perfect range of motion, and at the same slow count for longer, so a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and so on. We use time and attention as one of our guiding principles. So the longer that we move, the better. The stronger, the tighter, the toner you will be. So now let's talk about the effective sequence. That is not so much on the students, that's more on the teacher. The effective sequence is, well, in Lagree, you need to have an effective sequence so that the exercise are kind of morphing or flowing into one another. So you'll see that you'll take some classes, some teachers, and you are moving effortlessly from one exercise to the next. The flow is essentially the sequence, because when you have an effective flow, it's going to keep your heart rate up, it's going to keep the muscle working, and again, it's going to help you to minimize the transitions, which I'm going to talk about now. Talking about the effective transition, in Lagree, the goal is to have no transitions. So this is why I have 162 patents now, and the majority of these patents are there to eliminate the transition. So we have a new, I talked about the effective, the tempo player to slow people down, but now we have a new tool called lightning spring change. That's a remote control. And then with this remote control, you are able to change the springs for everyone at the same time. And that literally reduces the transition time by 90%. That means that in a typical 40-minute class, 45-minute class, you will lose about 7 to 10 minutes in transition. Most of that time that is lost is because people have to get off the machine to go change the springs and then come back up and get on the machine and return to the exercise. For that reason, most of our studios don't have many change of springs because it just takes too much time out of the class. That worry is now completely gone because we have the new lightning spring change. The lightning spring change, we have a video on that. You can look at that video already. But the lightning spring change is also compatible with all the Megaformer models and the Evo 1. It comes standard on the Evo 2, but it's also an accessory that you can add on the Evo 1 and the other Megaformers. And it's honestly, it's a game changer, copycat killer. The lightning spring change is an amazing feature, and this is why now we have Lagree 2.0 already. And now let's talk about the effective resistance. So I put resistance as really one of the last keys. Why? Because we have people sometimes when the exercise gets a little easy, right away, they want to make it harder by changing the springs. But I've noticed that when people do that, they usually compromise the form, or by adding too much tension, they cannot do it long enough, or they can't do it slow enough. And so, or they compromise the range of motion. So never ever, if you listen to this video and you haven't done Lagree yet and you're about to do Lagree, remember that form prevails over all the keys. Never use excessive resistance if you cannot do the exercise with perfect body alignment. Don't do it, you're going to hurt yourself. Always make sure you have your perfect body alignment. Then make sure that you're working through your perfect range of motion. Full range of motion, not a partial full range of motion. Beautiful, full length range of motion. And then you're moving as slow as a sloth. And now you're moving for long, 1 minute, 2 minutes. When you are able to hold these 4 keys, then I okay you to add more resistance. But you never add more resistance to the detriment of form, range of motion, tempo, and duration.
No.
On the Megaformer, you have 8 springs. It's more than you need for your entire lifetime, because if you really stick to Lagree's progressive overloading, you will only need to add a couple springs over the course of 3 or 4 years. Trust me. just by manipulating tempo and duration, it's going to give you a lifetime of gains. All right, so now let's talk about the last key, the effective planes of motion. I am not going to talk about this key too much now because this key depends on the Supra and the Ultra. We have 2 generations coming up. The 3rd generation is called the Supra, and the 4th generation is called the Ultra. Both of these machines can actually incline and tilt like a plane. So the tilting is very important because it's going to put your body in all 3 planes of motion. And it's absolutely fantastic, and there's also a lot of benefit for this. So I will talk about this key more specifically when the Supra is out again at the studio. So here you have it. You have the 8 magic keys to perform Lagree Fitness. And basically, we use these magic keys to create the right intensity for everyone. Now, I am describing Lagree Fitness 1.0. We are already on Lagree Fitness 2.0. If you want more information about Lagree 2.0, watch the video about Lagree 2.0. And now I'm already working on Lagree 3.0. I am not going to talk too much about that yet. I will talk about Lagree 3.0 when it's ready to come out. If you need more information, you can always email us info@lagreefitness.com. Again, my name is Sebastien Lagree. Thank you for watching.